Hey everyone, welcome back. I know it's yet again been a while since I've made another video, but the reason why I'm making today's video is because I feel like, contrary to previous semesters and I think just life in general for me, I feel like I'm in a place where I actually am on like a sort of upward trajectory that I can sort of see myself doing well, or at least sort of well, in I guess most of the areas that I'm concerned with progressing in. And I guess there's a lot of things that I've learned from the past couple of months, and I guess I just want to talk about it right now. So I've prepared a one or like no a five and a half step, like not step but like list of things that I've learned in the past couple of months, just so I can, I guess, share my learnings. Yeah. The first one, which I think the reason why I have this first on the list is because this resonates with me a lot, and that is, you can be your own best friend or your own worst enemy. And what I mean by that is, everyone views you differently, but you view yourself in a certain way, and that way could be determined by how other people view you. It could be determined by how a specific set of people view you. Like, you might have a certain group of people that you consider to be most important to you, and their opinions might matter to you a lot. Their opinions might not matter to you at all. But the fact of the matter is that if you are the kind of person that either relies on external validation or has like a low sense of self-worth, achieving your goals can be significantly harder. And I think I was in this sort of state of mind that I wasn't like, I never doubted my capabilities, but I doubted sometimes whether I was like worthy of having the things that I wanted to achieve. Like I always thought like, okay, yeah, I'm willing to put in the work to get a better physique, to get healthy, to get in shape, or I'm willing to put in the work to get better grades, or whatever it might be that I'm putting my mind to. But do I deserve those things? Like, are those things really like I mean, yes, they're what I want, but am I capable of handling them? Like, am I worthy of those things? That was something that I struggled with a lot, but I think over this semester particularly, I guess therapy's also played I'd say a very good role in actually helping me understand that my worth isn't determined by my value. I think those are two very, very separate things that it's important to clarify. Like, your value is what you provide to society or your friends or whoever you deem important in your life, but your worth is completely different. Like, you are someone that is worthy of compassion, of care, of love, of feeling like you're being empathized with, and just a whole other bunch of things. But that is something that's completely separate from your value. And it's important for a lot of people to know that regardless of what they do in a day, what their output is to society or to whatever, that they are cared for and that they are worthy of feeling good feelings. And I think not as soon as I realized that, like, it's not like someone told me that and I was like, oh wow, suddenly I feel like I can do anything. It's something that like kind of has to take time to like settle in within you, for you to realize that you deserve the consequences of your actions. You deserve a lot of things, a lot of good things, maybe some bad things, depends. But yeah, you are worthy. That's something that it took a while for me to get that, but once I did it, it just kind of like stuck. So yeah, that's what I mean by when I say you can either be your best friend or your worst enemy. Second point is, so can the internet. And what I mean when I say that is, the internet is a very, very valuable tool that can help you get access to a lot of information. If you have a goal that you want to set out to actually achieve, the first place or the first thing you might do is how to achieve ... That's what I did. I mean, when I first started my self-improvement journey, the first thing I did was look at self-improvement videos, and I guess that kind of made things initially grow. Like when I started it kind of made things better for me in the sense that like I was confused about what to do. I wasn't sure where to go next, and I was kind of like directionless. Like, should I focus my energy on this thing or whatever? But over time, when I kind of got the hang of things, what I noticed is that I would still go back to these videos, or not go back to the same videos. I'd keep watching those content creators, and in a way, I think that wasn't the right thing to do. And I know that some of them make their videos so that, you know, because it's kind of like a business for them, but at the same time, when you constantly see someone, like, you only see the best parts of them, especially when they're like a big content creator. You don't see their downfalls as much as you see their victories or their dubs or whatever. And so when you see that, you kind of get this impression that, okay, no matter what they do, they are successful at it. And that's not an accurate representation of how things actually are. Because for most people, when they start going to the gym, it's not like it's like first time you go, you are instantly, you start as a beginner and then you work your way up consistently to where you want to be. Chances are you go to the gym, you stop, you go again, you stop again, and that keeps repeating itself up until you just, I guess, somehow manage to get consistent. There's not really like a, like for me especially, like I cannot put my finger on why I am consistent with going to the gym now. I guess maybe it's a better self-worth or better self-esteem, but for some reason I'm going to the gym consistently, and like I said, I cannot put my finger on why. But that's kind of how it will be if it isn't already for you watching. Like, you will not be able to put your finger on, like, yes, this is why I decided to go to the gym consistently, or this is what made me go to the gym consistently. Could be working out with someone else, could be anything really. But yeah, as I was saying, going back to the same content that, you know, or the same content creators that I initially started watching, and seeing them constantly achieve what they set out to achieve, didn't do good things to me. And that's partially why I took a break from Instagram and Snapchat, is because when you're constantly bombarded with people like being successful and being I guess living their best life, and not showing you the parts of their life that actually are not, you know, like Instagram worthy, it does something to you. Like, it just kind of makes you think that that's really how the world is, when it's not. And yeah, I guess that kind of sums up the entire point. Like, yes, the internet can give you information, but it can also give you like anxiety. It can give you like a sense of distortion of what real life actually is. Like, real life doesn't have like tens of thousands of people with like abs and like really good bodies just like walking down the street. Like, you might, like, realistically, apart from like at the gym, you probably see a lot of those dudes at the gym, but it is extremely difficult to see someone with like a 9 or even a 10 out of 10 physique just walking down the street, because the truth is that's not very common. And Instagram has kind of made you believe that it is quite common. Like, I'm assuming that out of the 8 billion people on this planet, I'd say like less than 1% 80 million. Yeah, I'd say a lot less than 1% have like a less than 15% body fat physique. Yeah, like it's, I guess let's end it there. I hope you get it. This next point. Intrinsic motivation. This again, I mean, I don't think it really goes. Okay, separate point. Intrinsic motivation. As much as you will have certain amounts of, like, you will have goals for yourself, no doubt. And some of those goals might be based in other people's expectations of you. So, for example, let's take me when I was 16. I was in high school, and my grades were okay. I didn't really have that much else going for me. Probably just my relationship. That's it. My parents wanted me to lose weight. They wanted me to get better grades. They wanted me to get into a good college. They just had like a whole bunch of expectations for me. Expectations that I feel like I was capable of fulfilling for sure, but that I wasn't living up to. And that, to me, I wouldn't say it's the entire reason why I wasn't able to actually progress as a person or grow as an individual. But I mean, I'd say there's a lot of other things that were also limiting my growth, not just my parents. But when someone else has that expectation for you, it kind of makes like a sort of mold, as in like, this is that expectation, and you cannot be anything like there or there. You have to fit within this mold. And that's kind of what expectation does to you. You either fail to fill it up or you fail to outgrow it. And in my case, if you look at what I am doing right now, I'm lifting weights. That doesn't fall into my parents' like expectation of me. What they wanted for me was to lose weight. If I just wanted to lose weight, the first thing I do is just hit the treadmill for like an hour a day. Cut my calories to like 1800 a day and just live like that. But me personally, I'm not someone that enjoys running too much. Of course, I love playing football, but that's kind of a different thing. You're chasing something. When you're just running on a treadmill, you're just running into the abyss, kind of. It's just like you look into something and you just, like, it doesn't, I might enjoy like 20 minutes, 15 minutes maybe even, but I'm not a runner. Like, that's not who I am. I enjoy lifting weights, but that doesn't fit into my parents' like what they want from me. They want me to lose weight. I'm not losing weight right now. I mean, I could be losing weight, but it's going to be a lot slower than they want me to. And that's kind of what I'm saying. Like, they want me to lose weight as soon as possible because, I don't know, I guess Indian family, they want their son to look good so that other families think that we're a good family. Indian culture and Asian culture in general is very weird, but that's kind of the gist of it. And same thing for grades. Like, for me, I feel like it's more important that I actually understand what I'm doing than it is to get a good grade, if that makes sense. Because I'm going to be using this someday in like a work like related environment. And so if there's something that I know, I guess, won't be as important for me in the future, I might not put as much attention into it. Like, let's say a gen ed. For me, it still would be important for me to get a good grade, which I guess does kind of correlate to my parents' view, but it's not as important as they make it out to be. Like, they think that my sole purpose of being here is just to study, or that's at least the main reason why I'm here. But I don't think that's true. I think the main reason for me is just to live my life and try and be happy. So far so good, I guess. But yeah, when you see yourself, when you set yourself a goal and you can see why you've set that goal and it's not related to anyone else's expectation of you, that's when you really are able to dedicate like time, effort, energy into making that goal a reality. When that goal has been set upon you by someone else, by society, by someone that you know, like an authority figure, it just doesn't hit as hard. It doesn't hit home. Like, you might be able to visualize what they want from you and why they want it from you. Like, it made sense why they wanted me to lose weight, but at the same time, it wasn't like, it was more them pushing me than me pushing myself. But if you are able to, like, if you are setting a goal for yourself, ask yourself why you are setting it. And if you're able to visualize, like, what you become once you achieve it, and if that's something that you really, really want, there's nothing that's going to stop you from achieving that. And it's different when, obviously, someone imposes that goal on you. So, yeah. This next step is kind of like two mixed into one. So it's self-compassion and acceptance, and one step at a time. I kind of did sort of like, one sec. I did touch on this topic a little bit earlier on, where I mentioned like self-worth and self-esteem, but I want to mention it again because I feel like it's something that has really helped me become the person that I am today. So one thing that I did last semester, that I think I've said this before on this channel, I think last semester wasn't a good semester by any means. I mean, by some means. Academics, gym, social life, parts of social life, just were very rocky, and I wasn't in the best headspace. There were certain things that were highlights from last semester. There were definitely good things, but I feel like those good things were very heavily overshadowed by the bad. But one very good thing that I started doing last semester, that I still do to this day, is self-care. Like a self-care routine. And I think, as much as it sounds very like I guess superficial, like to present yourself in a better way, I wasn't doing it to look better for other people. I was doing it consistently, regardless of whether I had a bad day or a good day, just because I wanted to show myself that I was there for me. And I think keeping yourself clean and making yourself look good, not just for other people but for yourself, is something that I think really helped me realize that, like, really hit home the importance of caring for yourself. Because, and this also kind of correlates to the first point, when you care about yourself like another human being, like you care about your best friend, you care about your mom and your dad, you care about your dog. I care about my dog a lot. But when you care about yourself on those levels, like when you really start to believe in your abilities, when you really start to empathize with yourself about what it is you've struggled with, what it is you want out of life, and when you're just more in tune with yourself, and a lot of things can help with this, like meditation, self-care, like I mentioned, is one. Reading, just thinking about life on your own, uninterrupted. All of these things help just find inner peace and just like being more in tune with yourself. Even going to the gym. Yeah. I just feel like once you've reached that sort of state of mind, sorry about that, Chicago trains and whatnot. I don't know when that's going to stop, but I'm just going to keep talking. Once you've sort of reached that state of mind, achieving your goals just gets a lot easier, because you can clearly visualize like why it is, and this also correlates to the last point. You can clearly visualize why it is you want that thing, because like the more you know someone and the more you care about someone, the more you can sort of predict their behavior. And this leads into the second half of that point that I was making, where I said, like, it's one step at a time. Visualizing that final goal is fine, it's important for you to know where you're headed. Like having like a grand aim that you want to get to is good. Like it's important. But comparing every single thing that you do from today to tomorrow to the day after that, when you keep, like, let's say you're being consistent with it, but you keep comparing the things that you do on a daily basis to that final goal, you will end up feeling demotivated. And that's simply because, let's say I want like a six-pack and like a good physique and like all of that. I'm not gonna get that in a week or even a month or maybe even a year. It's gonna take a lot of time. And that's a good thing, because if everyone could get a good physique in 2 weeks, body dysmorphia and all those problems would be a lot more prevalent, and it'd be hard for people to stand out. Well, I guess it'd probably also be a good thing because people are healthier, but also a bad thing because people aren't mentally healthier, if that makes sense. But that's a whole other tangent. What I'm trying to say is that it's important for you to feel like getting things done is a success in itself. If you go to the gym, regardless of how good the session was, regardless of how much effort you put into it, regardless of how long the session was, or regardless if you felt that pump or if you looked like you had a pump going on, all those things are irrelevant. What matters is that you went in, you did your thing, and you went out. That's it. That's a success. That's a dub. And you need to stop pretending like it's not, because it is. I used to think that going to the gym was like something that I had to do to get to where I wanted to be. And it is. Like, I do still have to do it if I want to get a good body. But I'm not going to pretend like the only reason why I go to the gym is to get a good body. It is one of the reasons for sure, but it's not like the entirety of it. I enjoy going to the gym because I enjoy lifting heavy things. And it sounds very like monkey brain of me to say that, but it feels good. Like when you feel that sort of effort putting in, like when you're putting in that effort to actually like lift something, and when you successfully do that thing, it feels good. And it's important for you to relish that. It's something that I've been doing recently, and that's why I've been going to the gym, is because I enjoy that feeling of picking something up and putting it down. And it sounds very simple, but sometimes taking joy in the simple things in life is just good. Yeah, that's step 4 done, I guess. Now on to the last step. And this is actually going to be the final step, and it's about asking for help. I don't know where I would have been if I didn't ask for help. At a lot of stages in my life, I asked for help when I was dealing with something personal in my very first semester here, and I think not only did it earn me like a friend for life, I think a friend that I know that I can depend upon whenever I need him to be there for me, but also someone that I can talk to and relate to more than I think anyone else in this world. I asked for help last semester when I was going through whatever it was I was going through last semester, and I still have a lovely relationship with that person to this day. It is a kind of a professional relationship because it is therapy, but yeah, it is so important to ask for help when you need it. And it might sound humiliating. It might even be like about the tiniest thing, like you might even need help cooking or grilling chicken, I don't know. But the fact of the matter is that if you don't ask for help, and if you don't get, like, you can ask Google, but sometimes you need that sort of human touch, and sometimes you need to be more specific about like what it is. Like, oh, how do I do like a tricep extension at the gym? It's okay to ask for help. You're not going to be judged for it. No one's going to think you're like a dumbass or whatever for just not knowing something. And if they are, then they're a bad person for that. But yeah, ask for help. No one's going to judge you. If they do, they're bad. But it is important because it does, at the end of the day, help you progress to where you want to be. And to finish off this video, I'd like to read you a quote from one of my favorite books. This book was adapted into a short film this year. Idris Elba actually played the fox. It's called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse. And it won an Oscar, so that's cool. But yeah, one of my favorite quotes, it's kind of like a book that just has like little quotes in it. One of my favorite quotes from the book is, asking for help isn't giving up, it's refusing to give up. So the next time you ask for help, just keep that in mind. And yeah, I wish you all the best. I am back on Instagram now, so if you are watching this video and you think, oh, I could ask this guy for help, you can. Please ask me any questions you have. I'm more than happy to help. That's kind of the whole point of this channel. So yeah, hope you guys have a great summer coming up. Hope you guys have a lovely day watching this. I mean, if you're watching this at night, because I'm currently recording at 1 a.m. Whatever it is you're doing, whenever it is you're watching this, whatever it is you're doing, I hope you find joy and happiness, and I love you so very much. I'm very happy, and I cannot stress that enough. That's all I want for people that are watching this right now. So yeah, take care. Good night, good morning, good afternoon, whatever. Peace.